So we're going to get started here right now. So this webinar is all about generating leads during an open house, and not just generating leads during an open house, but also just working open houses in general. If you're new to real estate, if you've been in real estate, whatever your current situation, working open houses is going to be something that's always putting you in front of a prospective buyer. I mean, it's just obvious. If you're there, buyers come, they're either in the market, maybe they're not in the market today, but they're definitely curious. And those types of people are people that we want to attract and add to our database. So I want to start by showing you guys a few resources on, first of all, how you can find open houses to run, because obviously as a brokerage, we have a decent amount of listings. And right now I'm on actually myhomegroup.com's website, and I went to our listing tab up here. And the listing tab just showcases every listing that we have currently on the MLS, everything from our largest down to our smallest. And from what I understand, and I'm not big on working the actual MLS, the armless one in the background. That's more for the agent, and that's kind of what Mark and Jeremy do. But I do know that if you do a search for our company, you'll find every listing that's on there, the same that you'll see here. But the one bit of information you'll find on the actual MLS that you won't find on our website is the actual listing agent. So obviously, when it comes to any one of Jeremy's listings or Mark's, that's something you would contact them directly to say, hey, would I be able to run this open house or do an open house for you guys, and what day, and getting that all set up. You could work that out with the listing agent directly. So, like on this property here, off the top of my head, I really don't know who the agent is, but you can find that out on the MLS. So once you find that out, another tab on our website, which is the My Agents tab, which I already have loaded up here. This is going to have all of our agents' contact information. So you're going to have everything from their mobile number down to their direct email. So you can reach out to any one of our agents here on the My Agents tab to ask them if you can work any one of their listings to conduct an open house. So now that we've kind of covered that a little bit as far as how to find our listings and how to find the agent and to reach out to them directly, I mean, most agents, it behooves them to allow you to run their open house. I mean, they want that house to be shown as much as possible. They want to sell it. So don't feel afraid to ask agents to do that. If they're busy, that's great. We have another agent that runs them, and he says, you know what? I have to be on the computer and on the phone all day anyways. I might as well sit in an open house all day, because that's just putting myself in front of more potential buyers, better than just not running an open house at all. So now I want to talk about the traditional method of getting an actual lead, per se, at an open house. So traditionally, what people would do is they would have a guest sign-in, and it's not digitally like what we're looking at here. I'll talk about that in just a second. But typically, they would have just a regular piece of paper with the name, email address, or phone number, where somebody could sign in and say, just a sign in for the open house. And that's kind of how that realtor would capture that lead. They would capture that information, and I don't know what they would do with it from that point on. They may enter it into a database or send it to an automated email system. I'm not sure exactly what they would do, but essentially, this new platform that I'm showing you here is a more digital way to get that person to opt in. Now, with this type of platform, there's two things that are needed. One, we need an actual opt-in and a place for them digitally to opt in. And two, you need an automated email system behind the scenes that's driving this. So let me give you an example. In a scenario like this, where we have a digital opt-in form, this is one of the best ways to generate and manage potential buyer leads that are coming in. As soon as they fill out their name and email address, you can tell them, hey, as somebody's walking into the open house, say, hey, I would, if you don't mind, I would like you to sign in. Immediately when you sign in, I'm going to send you a link to this property on the MLS and 5 other comparable properties that are within the area. And immediately that shows that potential buyer that you're working for them right out of the gate. And all they have to do is enter in their name and email address. You're not asking them for a phone number. And from what I found when generating leads, asking for phone numbers is one of those things that really kind of turns people off. They don't want you to call them later to try to sell them something. But what's nice about the email is that you still have a way to communicate with them and deliver important information that they need without that really hard sale or that hard approach of actually, physically calling them. So this is another way to really just try to penetrate that person. And I'll enter this in right now. I'll just do a test here and see how this works. Let's do a Pearson, my home group. Now this should immediately take me to a just kind of a generic thank you page. So now that I've done that, I'll go there. And then in the meantime, I want to show you just a little bit. I saw a couple questions rolling here, and I'll answer those in just a second. This right here is the actual Aweber platform that delivers this email. So this was an example for one we did for Johnny Walker and one of the open houses that he did for one of our properties. And this is the type of generic email that he'll get, or automated email. I don't mean to say generic. It's more automated because he doesn't have to do anything. We set this up before he even goes and works the open house. So it'll say hello first name. So it should put in my name, Aaron. Thank you for attending our open house at this address. Below is a link to view this property on the MLS. Have a look at any other houses or have you looked at any other houses on the market in this area? Now, what's nice about this is the reason that I pose a question is because this is Johnny Walker's open house. I actually mask the email. So as soon as it comes over from Johnny's professional email. So it's going to be jwalks@myhomegroup.com. So as soon as you ask a question, if they respond to this email, that email is going to go directly to Johnny's inbox and he can immediately open up that dialogue. So again, obviously, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call me. Click here to view a link of this property. Now, this link is actually going to take them to the MLS. It looks like this one's already expired. I think it's because that house is sold already. But this is going to take them to the armless view of MLS. So if you have other properties or comparables that are in that area, it's going to pull that information as well. So if you were to look at, this is the actual view mode here of what this would look like. Let's go back and we can go to the edit mode. Now in the edit mode, you can add all sorts of things to this. You can add coupons. You can add, I have the social sharing information, other images, other logos, email signatures, things like that. This platform here is Aweber, and we have talked about this before in a prior class, but I primarily use this just because it provides that automated email that I think is really important to go out. So once this email goes out, which is immediately after they sign in fact, they're walking around the house looking at the home and their phone buzzes because they've received that email with a link to the property. Let's pretend that they don't answer Johnny's question, which is, have you looked at other houses on the market in this area? If they don't answer it, we can actually set up an additional email to automatically go out however many days after. So if we wanted to send one out, let's say 3 days after, and say, hey, I understand that it was great to meet you at the open house. I haven't heard back from you. I just wanted to touch base and see if there's anything else I can help you with. I hope you enjoyed the open house. Whatever the case is, it allows you to automatically create those sequences without you personally having to remember everybody's name and email address and when to send out those emails. So that's like a very important, nice feature to have when you're setting these up, because ideally you don't want to have to remember to reply to everybody's email. That's why this system is so nice. So I want to just show you that portion here just really quick. So this says here follow-up series. So for this open house, here's the subject. This is the email. It's sent out immediately. Last time I checked, it's still loading. It had 100% open rate. So out of everybody that was sent this email, there was literally a 100% open rate for doing this. Now here's the actual email that was sent over to my email address. So this is how it's viewed when it comes into my inbox. Is it comes right here. Let's check the email. It comes from Jay Walks at my home group. So if I reply, it goes directly to his professional email. And again, I have this really nicely branded, email that's all automated based on the fact that one person has signed in the guest registry, which is digital. So this takes a lot of that hard work of managing those contacts on paper. The pen and paper thing, it works great for some people. It really does, and I don't want to deter you from that. But digitally really takes it a step further because it's just one less thing you have to worry about. You look like a professional that's really on their game when you use automated systems like this. So now that we've kind of talked about this, this is another strategy for generating leads. If you need open house signs or other things to help you conduct an open house, you can contact Mark directly because we do have some open house signs. We rent them out. Sometimes they're being used, so we may not have them exactly when you need them, but we do try our best to always keep a few available so you can work an open house any weekend or anytime you want. I'll also tell you that the most successful times to do the open houses are going to be on the weekends or later on in the afternoon on the weekdays. Usually during the middle of the week, during the day before noon, it's quite quiet is what I've heard just from other people that really work open houses as a part of their daily business plan. So that's just something to consider is when is the best time to do it, and it's typically going to be Saturday or Sunday. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is the open house forum. We had a mastermind group last week, and one of the agents who's worked a couple of our open houses asked if we could build some sort of an open house forum on the back end of the MyCRM. And that is something that I'm working on. Once it is done, I will definitely make sure to create another webinar talking about that forum and how we can integrate that. I'm pretty sure it's going to be done under our groups section here and events. So if there's an agent that wants to create an event for we'll call it an open house where an agent can come in and rent out that slot or that time or day to say, yes, I'll work your open house this weekend. It provides you as a platform for you two to connect. So that's something we can absolutely integrate into the MyCRM. And additionally, we're going to be adding more types of marketing things for open houses because this has become quite popular in the last couple months, allowing other agents to run other open houses for other agents' listings. So that's something else that you can look forward to. And in a nutshell, I wanted to keep this really just kind of short and brief. If you want to get set up with your own digital guest sign-in for the open houses that you want to run, you can reach out to me directly. You would need to get Aweber set up, which there is an additional cost. It's not through us, it's through them, but it's as low as $20 a month. And to be honest with you, for the cost that it costs to automatically stay in touch with these customers or potential buyers, I think it's absolutely worth it because your sequences, you can set it up to only send one email or 10 emails, and it can be in the course of 1 week or 1 year. It doesn't matter. Some of our sequences go out an entire year, which is 360 365 days later, we send them another email just saying, hey, long time, haven't heard from you, hope all is well, love to stay in touch. I mean, those types of automated things is one less thing that you have to worry about, and it's one more thing that makes you look that much more professional in front of your potential buyers. So with all that being said, that's pretty much it for what I have today. I'm going to stop the recording now, but I'm going to open it up for additional questions in just a second. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you next time.